Your cruise is exactly 1 week away. You're excited, but most travelers also have a small thought in the back of their mind. Am I forgetting something? And very often, that feeling is right, because the final 7 days before a cruise are when small travel details can quietly turn into big problems. None of these seem serious when you're sitting at home, but at the cruise terminal, these are exactly the kinds of problems that stop people from boarding. So in this video, we're going through 10 things you should do during the final week before your cruise. These are the quick checks experienced cruisers make so embarkation day feels smooth instead of stressful. Some of them take less than 5 minutes, but skipping even one can completely derail the morning. And the final one is something many passengers forget until their suitcase disappears into the ship's luggage system. So let's start with number 10. 10. Check your passport, name, and entry rules. Start by opening your cruise booking confirmation and your passport. Now compare the names carefully. They must match exactly. First name, middle name, and last name. Even small differences can cause problems. For example, if your passport says Michael Andrew Smith, but your cruise booking says Mike Smith, the cruise terminal may stop you for additional verification. This also applies to maiden names or recently changed last names. Next, check your passport expiration date. Many international cruises require passports to remain valid at least 6 months after your travel date. That means a passport that technically isn't expired can still create issues if it's too close to expiring. Travel guidance from the U.S. Department of State recommends checking passport validity and entry requirements before international travel. Cruise agents frequently share stories about passengers discovering passport problems only after arriving at the port. In one case, a couple flew from Chicago to Miami for a Caribbean cruise. At the terminal, they discovered one passport expired in 5 months. The cruise line refused boarding. Their vacation ended before it even started. That's why this step matters so much. If you catch a mistake today, you may still be able to fix it, but if you discover it at the cruise terminal, there is usually nothing anyone can do. And the next step protects you if your documents disappear during the trip. 9. Create backup copies of your documents. Many travelers store everything on their phones now. Boarding passes, excursion confirmations, travel insurance, hotel reservations, and that works perfectly until something goes wrong. Embarkation day is extremely busy. Thousands of passengers arrive within a short window of time. Mobile networks slow down, apps freeze. Sometimes people cannot open the documents they need. That's why experienced cruisers always create backups. Start by taking clear photos of your passport, driver's license, cruise confirmation, and travel insurance information. Save those photos on your phone so they remain available even without internet access. Then email those copies to yourself and to someone you trust at home. If your passport is lost during a port visit, having a digital copy can significantly speed up the embassy process. Many cruise travelers share similar experiences online. One traveler exploring Barcelona lost his wallet in a crowded market. Because he had photos of his passport saved on his phone, the embassy was able to confirm his identity much faster. You can also print a simple sheet with your booking numbers and cruise line contact information. It takes just a few minutes, but if something unexpected happens, it can save hours of stress. And the next step helps your embarkation day move much faster. 8. Complete online check-in and choose your arrival time. Cruise boarding works differently today than it did years ago. Passengers are now assigned arrival time windows. This helps cruise terminals manage thousands of people arriving at the same time. If your boarding time says 1:30 p.m. and you arrive at 10:30 a.m., you may be asked to come back later. Royal Caribbean explains that guests should arrive within their assigned port arrival time to keep boarding organized. So log in to your cruise line's website or mobile app and complete online check-in. Upload the required information, confirm your details, and choose the best arrival time available. Also, take a screenshot of your boarding pass. This ensures it opens instantly even if the cruise app struggles to load at the terminal. One traveler described standing in line at Port Everglades while the cruise app refused to open because the network was overloaded. Passengers with screenshots walked straight through check-in. A few minutes of preparation at home can make embarkation day much easier. And while you're already inside the cruise planner, the next step can also save you money. 7. Book the extras you already know you want. Many passengers wait until they board the ship to decide on extras, but cruise lines often raise prices closer to sailing. Wi-Fi packages, drink packages, and specialty restaurants are often cheaper when booked before the cruise begins. This is also the time to review shore excursions. Ships are sailing very full right now, and the most popular tours, especially comfortable sightseeing and guided bus excursions, are often the first to sell out. One passenger waited until the first day of his cruise to book a snorkeling excursion in the Bahamas. By the time he reached the excursion desk, every spot was already taken. Take a few minutes to review your cruise planner. If you already know you want Wi-Fi or a certain restaurant, booking early often saves money and guarantees availability. Handling these decisions early means less rushing once the cruise begins. But before we continue, there's something many passengers forget about modern cruise ships. Modern cruise ships are enormous. Some ships carry 5,000 to 7,000 passengers on a single sailing, and when embarkation begins, most of those passengers arrive within just a few hours. That means terminals, parking areas, and check-in lines can become very busy very quickly. A little preparation during the final week makes a huge difference. And if you enjoy cruise tips like this that make travel easier, consider subscribing to the channel. Now let's continue with something many travelers forget until they actually need it. 6. Refill medications and pack a small health kit. If you take prescription medication, refill it now. Don't pack exactly the number of pills needed for your trip. Flights get delayed, weather changes plans, travel days sometimes take longer than expected. Bringing extra medication ensures you are prepared if something unexpected happens. It's also important to keep medications in your carry-on bag, not your suitcase. The Transportation Security Administration recommends keeping necessary medications with you during travel. You should also pack a small health kit. Include seasickness tablets, pain relievers, cold medicine, antacids, and a few bandages. These items are inexpensive at home, but can be much more expensive on a cruise ship store. One cruise passenger once paid nearly $20 for cold medicine on board simply because he forgot to pack his own. A few minutes of preparation can prevent that situation. And the next step protects something else travelers rely on every day: their credit cards. 5. Check your bank alerts and bring small cash. Before traveling internationally, open your banking app and review your alert settings. Credit card companies monitor unusual activity. If your card normally makes purchases in one city and suddenly appears in another country, the bank may temporarily block it for security. That means your card could stop working when you are trying to pay for lunch in a cruise port. Make sure your phone number and alerts are updated so you can quickly confirm transactions. It is also smart to bring small cash bills. Around $100 in small bills is usually enough for luggage porter tips, small purchases in ports, or optional crew tips. Airport ATMs often dispense only large bills. One traveler arriving in Miami once had only $20 bills and struggled to tip the porters who helped with his luggage. Small bills make situations like that much easier. And the next step focuses on something every traveler carries: their phone. 4. Prepare your phone for travel. Your phone is now a major part of the cruise experience. Cruise apps display daily schedules, restaurant reservations, ship maps, and safety instructions. Download your cruise line's app and log in before leaving home. Trying to install the app at the cruise terminal can be frustrating when thousands of passengers are using the same network. You should also download offline maps for your cruise ports. Google Maps allows travelers to save maps so directions still work even without internet access. This is extremely helpful when exploring unfamiliar cities. Also, review your roaming plan or travel eSIM so your phone does not accidentally generate expensive data charges. Preparing your phone now prevents many small travel frustrations later. But the next step has nothing to do with technology. It's about the place you don't want to worry about while you're relaxing at sea. 3. Prepare your home before leaving. Before leaving for a cruise, take a few minutes to prepare your home. Empty the trash, throw away food that will expire, and unplug small appliances. Some travelers also turn off the main water valve to prevent leaks while they are away. You should also pause your mail delivery. The United States Postal Service allows travelers to hold their mail while they are away. A mailbox filled with letters and packages clearly signals that nobody is home. You may also want to tell a trusted neighbor that you are traveling so they can keep an eye on things. These simple steps remove a lot of background stress during your trip because nothing ruins a relaxing cruise faster than a message saying something happened at home. Number 2. Confirm your travel plans to the port. Open your airline app or travel itinerary and review your transportation plans. Airlines sometimes change flight schedules weeks after tickets are purchased. Confirm your departure time, seat assignments, and arrival time. If possible, arriving in the cruise port city one day early provides extra protection in case of delays. If you are driving, check your vehicle before leaving. A simple tire or battery issue on the highway could cause you to miss the ship entirely. You should also plan transportation from the airport to the cruise terminal. Rideshare services can become very busy on embarkation mornings in major cruise cities like Miami or Fort Lauderdale. Handling these details ahead of time prevents last-minute surprises. And the final step is the one many passengers forget until their suitcase disappears into the terminal system. Number 1. Pack a smart embarkation carry-on. When you arrive at the cruise terminal, porters take your large suitcases and send them through the ship's luggage system. Those bags may not reach your cabin for several hours. That means your carry-on bag becomes extremely important. Inside it, pack your passport, boarding documents, medications, phone chargers, glasses, and any valuables. It is also smart to pack a swimsuit or a change of clothes so you can enjoy the ship while waiting for your luggage. One passenger once boarded a Caribbean cruise early in the afternoon, but did not receive his suitcase until evening. Because he packed a swimsuit in his carry-on, he still spent the afternoon relaxing by the pool. One final trick is attaching a luggage tag to your carry-on bag. If it gets left somewhere on the ship, crew members can quickly return it to your cabin. Preparing this bag properly makes the first few hours of your cruise much easier. Do these 10 things before your cruise, and embarkation day becomes smooth instead of stressful. And if you want to avoid the biggest embarkation day mistakes passengers make, watch the next video on your screen.